Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver!
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
The stagecoach was the principal means of transporting men and valuables across the lonely reaches of the frontier. And as such, it was a natural target for the outlaws who preyed upon the early West. One of the most vicious of these outlaws was a desperado named Glenn Bolton.
There she goes. Come on. Listen. Sound like shots come from over ridge, Kimisame.
You're right.
Maybe someone need help.
We'd better see.
Me know him. Him one of Bolton's men.
Yes, I recognize the man. It was Glenn Bolton who got away. Well, he's wounded and can't get far. You tie this man up and take him into town. I'll pick up Bolton's trail.
Hey, come back later. Pick up your trail from here. Fine time to have a lame horse.
Well, Tom, you made good time.
I made you deliver Bandit to sheriff and come back through Devil's Pass to a place where we captured them. And that Bolton's horse, Kimisame?
Yes, Tano, and he's lame. I lost Bolton's trail at the river, but picked it up again. He's on foot now. He can't be far from here.
There's much rock on ground, Kimisame. Hard to follow tracks here.
We'll find him. We'll leave Bolton's horse here and come back for him later. Come on.
Don't move. You're covered. You got a saddle horse?
It's in the pasture in the back.
Get out there and catch it for me.
You need a doctor, not a horse.
Never mind if I've made do as you're told.
You've lost a lot of blood. You're not going to get very far the shape you're in.
I'm all right, I tell you.
You better let me take a look at that arm. If it's the law you're running from, you don't have to worry about me. That bullet's still in there. It's got to come out soon, or you're in for real trouble.
You're right. I do need a doc. Where's the nearest one?
Three Forks. A couple miles from here. But I wouldn't advise you to call on him. His office is next door to the jail.
How would you like to make some money? Some real money?
Doing what?
Go get the doc.
Bring him back here, alone. I'll pay you handsome.
How handsome? And when?
Plenty handsome. As soon as I get this arm fixed.
Sorry. I don't do business that way. In a deal of this kind, it's cash on the line.
You gotta help me, Trapper. I promise I'll pay you. I promise I will. Somebody's coming.
Someone's living in that cabin tunnel. Let's have a talk with him. You might have seen Bolton.
The masked man and the Indian.
Wally.
I don't know what their game is, and I haven't got time enough to wait around to find out. Now get out there and get rid of them. And if you make one wrong move, it's your last. I'll be watching from the window.
Stay where you are.
We're not outlaws.
Who are you and what do you want?
We're after an outlaw named Glenn Bolton. He may be wounded, but he's on foot. We lost his tracks in the rocks near here. Have you seen anyone around suspicious?
I've seen no one, mister.
Here's a handbill with Glenn Bolton's picture on it. I suggest you keep an eye out for him. Let me advise you. He's armed and desperate.
I'll keep that in mind.
We're going to town now and tell the sheriff about this. We'll be back this way later.
What do you think, Miss Emmy?
That man didn't sound trustworthy to me, Tonto. We don't have time to check on him. Now, Bolton's badly wounded. He may try to reach a doctor. We'll pick up Bolton's horse and go into town and warn the sheriff. We'll continue our search out here later. Come on.
You're doing all right, Trapper, so far. That masked man's a tough hombre. He's the one that winged me.
You're Glenn Bolton, huh?
Yeah. I'm Bolton. Now, how about it? You gonna get that doc for me?
No, it's too risky. They know you've been wounded. They'll be watching that dock every minute. Even if you had enough money to pay me, I wouldn't take the chance.
And I'm taking your horse. Now get out there and saddle it.
Not so fast, Bolton. I know one sure way for you to get to the dock, and you can pick up that $2,500 reward at the same time.
Yeah? How?
Let me turn you over to the law.
Turn me in. Are you crazy?
Not for keeps, Bolton, just temporary. You get your arm fixed and have a little rest. Later on, I'll help you break out of jail.
What's in it for you?
I'm a bounty hunter, Bolton. And this is my chance to collect the biggest bounty of all. The reward for a man's capture. Later on, we can split the money.
Don't make sense turning myself in. I'd rather take my chances trying to reach the border.
You'd never make it. Not even if you were in good shape. In a couple of hours, these hills will be crawling with men looking for you under every rock. You wouldn't get 2 miles. But once inside jail, they'll all relax, including the masked man.
I gotta admit, it's something they'd never think of.
That's right. They'd never look for this kind of a play. That's why it's got a chance to work. And that jail is old and flimsy. Once you get ready to go, I'll slip you a gun and supply you with a horse. That should be all you'll need.
How do I know I can trust you? What's to keep you from collecting the reward and forgetting all about me?
This should convince you I'm on the square. Here's a note signed by me confessing to a couple of recent robberies the sheriff's been puzzled about. Hide it in your boot. If I don't live up to my end of the bargain, you can turn it over to the sheriff.
How do I know you committed these robberies?
You don't know, Bolton, but you've got no choice. Either you trust me and get to the dock or you're done for.
All right, Trapper. I warn you. You try and double-cross me and you'll live to regret it.
Don't worry, Bolton. I'm not going to double-cross you. We'll get that arm bandaged and head for town. On the way, we'll cook up a story about your capture.
What are you doing?
This is where I'll say I captured you. Has to look right in case someone gets nosy.
You're plenty smart, Trapper.
We don't want to take any chances. You'll have to turn your gun over, too.
My gun?
Sure. You want this to look right, don't you? I'll have to tie your hands, too. We'll take the shortcut to town through Canyon Pass.
There's no need for that, Sheriff. I'm here on a peaceful mission.
That mask doesn't look very peaceful.
I have my personal reasons for wearing this mask, but I can assure you it's on the side of the law.
Well, what is it you want?
We came to warn you that Glenn Bolton is in this area.
Glenn Bolton?
That's right, Sheriff. He's wounded and on foot. We found his horse abandoned in the hills not far from here. If you move fast, you should be able to capture him.
How do I know you're telling me the truth about this?
Look, Sheriff. There's Bolton's horse. His initials are on his saddle.
That doesn't prove anything. Maybe you're one of Bolton's gang. And this is a trick to get me out of town.
I can assure you, Sheriff, we're telling the truth.
If you not move fast, Bolton get away.
Sheriff, I believe you're looking for this man.
Glenn Bolton. Where'd you capture him?
I was coming into town for supplies. He tried to jump me and steal my horse. I got the best of him.
I guess I owe you an apology, mister.
That's all right, Sheriff. The important thing is that Bolton has been caught.
That's right. Sharp, this is a valuable hide you brought in this time. I guess you know there's a price on his head.
That's right, $2,500.
Yeah, and it ought to be more than that for a coyote like him. Come on, Bolton. It'll be a pleasure to lock you up.
I got a pretty bad arm, Sheriff. You have the doc look at it?
Sure, as soon as you're safe behind bars.
Masked man, I want to thank you for warning me about Bolton. He's a tough hombre.
It was good work, Sharp. You're capturing him. You deserve the reward.
The money will sure come in handy. I guess I wouldn't have recognized him and brought him in if you hadn't showed me that circular.
Where'd the capture take place?
Up in Canyon Pass. There's a high rock runs along the trail up there. Bolton was hiding behind it and jumped me as I went by.
Didn't he have a gun?
Well, I guess not. Or else he was out of shells.
That's not likely. We found his horse. There's plenty of ammunition in his saddlebags.
I'm just telling you what happened.
Strange he didn't use his gun, especially with a wounded arm.
Well, maybe he was afraid somebody might hear his shot.
You have a fight with him?
Well, naturally, he knocked me off my horse. We had quite a struggle. What are you fellas getting at?
Nothing at all, Sharp. Come on, Tonto. Let's ride to Canyon Pass. I'd like to have a look at the trail there.
May think same thing, Kimasabi. Sharp's story not sound right.
If he's telling the truth, there should be a sign of a fight between him and Bolton. Let's get mounted. This is Canyon Pass, Tonto. According to Sharp's story, there's the large rock that Bolton was hiding behind. Let's have a look around.
Man lead horse here, Kimasabi, not long ago. Maybe Bolton and Sharp.
We should find signs of a fight up ahead. Tonto, something happened here. The ground's been disturbed.
What do you think, Kimasabi?
According to Sharp's story, he was riding a horse at this point. But I still see his footprints. Let's get back to our horses. I want to see where those tracks begin.
Tracks come straight from cabin, Kimasabi.
For some reason, Sharp walked the whole distance into town.
Him not tell truth about fight.
Let's see if Sharp's in his cabin. He could have cut across the hills. Someone dressed a wound here, Tonto, and recently.
Bolton have wound. You think him been here in cabin?
Begins to look that way.
We wait for Sharp, have talk with him?
No, if we talk with him now, we'll only put him on his guard. We'd better ride into town and report this to the sheriff.
Somebody come.
Let's go.
There you are, Bolton. That ought to fix you up.
Thanks, Doc. I feel better already.
Oh, you'll be all right. Can't keep a bad man down. Is Tom all right?
Sure. He has a constitution like iron. But I'll drop in and see him again tomorrow.
Much obliged, Doc. See you later. What are you doing back here?
Sheriff, what do you know about this man, Sharp?
Sharp? Oh, he's been in trouble a couple of times, but we've never been able to prove anything serious on him. Why do you ask?
We have reason to believe he's not telling the truth. Bolton was in Sharp's cabin.
What?
Him have wound dressed there.
That's right, Sheriff. And then he brought him directly here.
Sharp tell lie about fight. Him walk all the way back to town on foot. Bolton not jump him like him say.
Then why'd he make up that story about capturing Bolton on the trail?
Well, I don't know. It's obvious they're up to something. Otherwise, Sharp would have no reason to lie.
Well, you gave me a straight story before. I've got to believe you this time.
Sheriff, what are you going to do?
Round up a few men, put a guard on Bolton day and night. No matter what they're planning, Bolton won't get away from me.
Well, if you put a guard on Bolton, we may never find out what their scheme is. If they're plotting a crime, Sharp belongs behind bars with Bolton.
Well, what do you suggest we do?
When will Sharp receive the money for Bolton's capture?
Tomorrow morning.
Good. Now, Bolton's a very suspicious man and has a quick temper. Perhaps we can trick him into talking. Now, here's my plan.
How you feeling today, Bolton?
I'm all right.
I got a little news for you, Bolton. You're worth a lot more money than we thought you were. The reward for your capture has been raised to $10,000.
Yeah? When did that happen?
About 10 days ago. We just received word of it. Seems all those fellas you robbed got in together and raised the ante. That Sharp's a mighty lucky fella.
When are you going to pay him off?
Oh, he's paid off this morning. Left town an hour later. He ought to have a pretty good time with all that money in his pocket.
You're lying.
Now, why should I lie to you? Listen to this. Lex Sharp, local trapper and bounty hunter, today received $10,000 reward for the capture of the notorious outlaw leader, Glenn Bolton. Immediately after receiving the reward money, Sharp left town, announcing that he would not be returning.
Let me see that. That dirty double-crossing rattlesnake. You gotta get him back, Sheriff. He's as much of a crook as I am.
What do you mean, Bolton?
He didn't capture me. I let him turn me in. We made a deal to split the reward money, and he was going to help me bust out of here later on.
You expect me to believe that? You're just sore at him because he captured you, and now you're trying to get him in trouble.
I'm telling the truth, Sheriff. You gotta believe me, I swear it. Now, wait a minute. Here. Sharp gave me this as a guarantee that he wouldn't run out on me.
Oh, so Sharp's the thief I've been looking for.
That should be all the evidence we need against him.
You fell for a trick, Bolton. The reward money wasn't raised. No, we knew that you and Sharp were up to something, and we figured you'd talk if we made you mad enough. You had it figured just right, mister.
We'll get Sharp for you now and bring him back here right away.
Good.
Well, how's the arm today, Bolton?
It's been giving me trouble, Doc. I wish you'd look at it.
Sure.
It's been hurting plenty.
Well, maybe we'd better change the bandage.
Yeah. Maybe that'd help.
Wait a minute, Doctor.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Sheriff. Not unless you want a dead Doc on your hands. Now, drop your gun belt. Get in. You too.
Drop that sticking on your feet. You're coming with us.
What for?
Your partner talked and we know the whole story. We're turning you over to the sheriff. All right, Tonto, tie him.
All right, hold it, all of you. You with the mask, get your hands up. Turn around. You too, Indian. All right, Sharp. Disarm them. Watch out. They're full of tricks. Back up against the wall.
What happened? How'd you get free?
Never mind that. We gotta get out of here quick.
The masked man said you talked. Told him everything.
He tricked me. He said you were double-crossing me. But now it's our turn to play games. Step out, mister. I said step out here, mister. I got a score to settle with you. But first, I want to see what he looks like from under that mask. Rip it off.
I wouldn't try it, Sharp.
Don't let him scare you, Trapper. His teeth are pulled. All right. You keep him covered. I'll do it myself.
I've sent for the doctor to look at your leg, Bolton. This should teach you not to tangle with the masked man. They're both back in jail, and this time I'll give you my guarantee they'll stay there.
Well, then, Sheriff, my friend and I will be on our way.
Now, wait a minute. What about the reward money for the capture of Bolton? You're entitled to that.
I'll accept the money, Sheriff, with the understanding that you'll donate it for me to some worthy cause. My friend and I work for some kind of a different reward. Adios.
Did you send for me?
Yes, your patient's back in jail. He wants to see you. It's his leg this time.
His leg? What happened?
He got caught in a trap, set by a couple of real experts. And I just realized who they are. Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver!